Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory going to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Krakodah, double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, salutation to y'all, keeping us out there pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity. This is your brother Nayab, and I'm back with another news update. This one probably going to be fairly long. I got a lot of news. Some days hit more than others. Ever since yesterday, it's just been going dummy. So I got a lot of videos. I'm not gonna really try to talk that much, but there's going to be a so-called white woman with an afro that pops up, which she's not white. I believe her to be a speckled bird. If you don't know what a speckled bird is, it's an Israelite. They just look like one of the different heathen nations. So yeah, but I might speak when that come up. But other than that, I really don't have anything to say. So let's get started. Oh, fair use.
So the police
Fair use, fair use, fair use. This is for educational purposes only.
found this white lady in Connecticut. They found her body chopped up in over 52 pieces, scattered all around her home. They even found a murder weapon by the pond. Y'all heard what I said? They found her body chopped up in 52 pieces, and the police said it was a suicide. A suicide. How do you chop yourself up in 52 pieces? And the police say it was suicide. But don't believe me. Listen to the story right here. This is crazy.
New details today in the gruesome death of a Connecticut woman just 3 days after Katie Linney's body was found chopped up into dozens of pieces. Her death has now officially been ruled a suicide. Officers entered Ms. Linney's home at approximately 12:30 a.m., where they found 59 pieces of her remains scattered throughout the bedroom, kitchen, and garage, leading authorities to conclude this was a, quote, open and shut case of suicide by dismemberment. Upon entering the residence garage, responding officers located Miss Linney's disembodied head in the trunk of the deceased vehicle. This is when it became immediately clear that Miss Linney had tragically taken her own life. Autopsy results determined Linney used a combination of weapons to end her life that included a kitchen knife, machete, and bone saw, all of which police recovered from a pond approximately 20 yards away. Now, authorities have been unable to inform Linney's fiancé, Michael Rittinger, who has been grieving in Tijuana since the day after Linney's death, but they hope this update can help bring closure to all who cared for the late Catherine Linney. Miss Linney did not leave a written suicide note behind, but she did call 911, which we believe was a solemn farewell to those she loved.
Can anybody tell me how? How did she cut her legs off, her arms off, then cut her head off, cut her ankles off, her foot off, without her bleeding to death before she get to cut her ears off and all that? How is this possible? I'm just saying, how is this a suicide, y'all? How? I just don't see this being no suicide.
Historically, we are told there were popes that were black, but that was maybe in the early centuries of the church. But in modern times, there hasn't been any black pope. And who says a black person cannot be a pope? An African can be pope. We have some cardinals who are Africans. But what we are praying for is not for an African pope, a black pope, an American pope, an Asian pope. No, we're praying for a good and holy pope.
So allegedly, this is a white woman. Allegedly, this.
All right, as you can see, they talking about this is a white woman. This is a Jake. This is an Israelite. This is a some kind of northern tribe, or mix up with Jake. Like what I said, Jake, just meaning like Southern Kingdom, like Judah, Benjamin, Levi. And then you got the Northern Kingdom, which, you got the Gadites, which is the Native Americans, Reubenites, Puerto Rican, Dominicans. But you're going to see. I just wanted to say that, really.
It's a white woman. And it's like, that
And depending on what her father is, that's what she is.
could be a white woman in a wig. That could be a white woman in a wig. But then I seen this, and something's not quite white. And clearly that is not a wig. But then if you do white plus white, how the fuck did you get a biracial child? Mind you, this woman is on her... How the fuck did you get a biracial
Show y'all
wig? But then
if you look at the dad don't look completely like no regular old white dude. He look like he may be a part of like some type of Northern Kingdom. All right, like what I said, you are what your father is. All right, it don't matter what the mom is.
you do white plus white, how the fuck did you get a biracial child? Mind you, this woman is on her page saying she has Scottish curls. Now, when I Googled Scottish curls, there is nothing even close to the 3C4A hair type she has. So the real question is, who the hell is her actual father? And why can she not see that she is biracial? And it's like, don't get me wrong, a lot of biracial people identify as white, but no, she's saying both of her parents are white, so she's white. Am I tripping?
The president has been briefed by the National Security Advisor, and he's being kept up to speed as more facts are learned. What we know already is dozens were killed and even more were injured in a brutal terrorist attack in a popular tourist location in South Kashmir. President Trump will be speaking with Prime Minister Modi as soon as he possibly can to express his heartfelt condolences for those lost. And our prayers are with those injured and our nation's support for our ally, India. These types of horrific events by terrorists are why those of us who work for peace and stability in the world continue our mission.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about, and I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Harvard University is firing back, suing the Trump administration, arguing that it is unconstitutional to freeze billions of dollars in federal aid and violating the First Amendment. In a statement, Harvard's president, Alan Garber, writes this, quote, "The consequences of the government's overreach will be severe and long-lasting. The time ahead will demand much from each of us, but I am as confident as ever in our ability to meet our challenges with integrity and resolve."
Well, breaking fuck the news. After the announcement of the anti-Christian task force, it is being reported that a lot of federal employees received emails today stating that they are to report anti-Christian bias in the workspace. I've had people in my comments actually in the video about this. So this is actual personal, like, people telling me and DMing me and telling me. So there you go.
In the Middle East, U.S. airstrikes overnight in Yemen's capital city killed at least 12 people and wounded 30 more. It is the latest in a month-long campaign of strikes against Houthi rebels for their attacks on ships in the Red Sea and against Israel. The Houthis, who are affiliated with Iran, say at least 200 people have been killed since U.S. strikes in Yemen intensified in mid-March. The strikes occur against the backdrop of continuing U.S. talks with Iran over its nuclear program. The latest dialogue on Saturday made very good progress, according to the Trump administration.
The food our kids are eating today is not really food. It's food-like substances. And some of it was made in petroleum refineries. And we need to give our kids real food again. We've got the highest chronic disease burden of any country in the world. When my uncle was president, 3% of Americans had chronic disease. Today it's 60%. 74% of our kids cannot qualify for military service. We have fertility rates that are just spiraling. A teenager today, an American teenager, has less testosterone than a 68-year-old man.
The United States is the only country in the world that has weaponized its foreign trade, weaponized its foreign currency, the dollar, weaponized the international financial system, and treated every economic relationship in an adversarial way to weaponize it. And other countries say, how can we have a different approach and treat trade as how can we mutually gain? How can we treat investment as something where the investor gains, but we also gain? So what's happening is that as other countries are putting in place their mutual production facilities, transportation facilities, investment facilities, Trump is isolating the United States from trade and investment relations. It's tried to isolate China, but what it's doing is isolating itself from everyone except its satellite. The United States is the only country in the world that has weaponized its foreign trade, weaponized its foreign currency, the dollar, weaponized.
It smells that thing. Okay, what about it? What are you gonna do about it? You can't do nothing. You're just gonna keep barking like a dog. This country was not built by Muslims. Okay, but it's the fact that you're racist. I'm not gonna get out. I'm not. What are you gonna do about it? Keep barking like a dog. I'm not going nowhere. What are you gonna do? Yeah. Yes, you are. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're trying to get me out, but you're sitting right here and I'm here. You can't
been 18 proposals in more than 100 countries around the world who are wanting to make a deal with the United States of America, and the president and the administration are setting the stage for a deal with China. So we feel everyone involved wants to see a trade deal happen, and the ball is moving in the right direction.
Extreme rainfall drenched New Orleans on Monday afternoon, flooding homes and businesses and turning roadways into rivers. Parts of the city recorded 6 to 9 inches of rain in just a few hours. That's more rain than typically falls in all of April. There's only a 1 to 2% chance of this kind of rain happening in any given year, according to NOAA data. But a tropical storm wasn't responsible for this event, unlike many notable floods in New Orleans. This was a product of juiced-up spring thunderstorms in a warming world. Rain is falling harder in cities across the U.S. as the planet warms from fossil fuel pollution, according to a recent study by the nonprofit research group Climate Central. Hourly rainfall rates in New Orleans are up to 10% higher now than they were in 1970, meaning rainfall events like Mondays are becoming more common.
World War III update. Here's what's going on. Gold is about to cross the $3,500 Rubicon, and that means that the system is fundamentally broken. This is not normal. Don't let anybody try to convince you that what we're seeing right now is normal. Even if it was somewhat of an anomaly that we could dismiss as being temporary and insignificant, the media would still be talking about it. Whether you own gold or not, understand that it's a barometer for social chaos. It means that the system is fundamentally broken and that the dollar that gold is measured in is going through the floor. Ask yourself why NBC, BBC, CBC, Fox News, ABC, PBS, why all of these mainstream media networks are not calling attention to the fact that the gold market cap of nearly $22 trillion, half of which has been added in the past year, we're seeing a 43% divergence from the S&P 500 in the last 3 months alone. That means that gold has outperformed the S&P by 43%.
The FDA just announcing that it is phasing out the use of artificial food dyes by the end of the year for big companies. Change is going to hit the big major food companies, including PepsiCo, General Mills, Kellogg's, and others. Among the products likely affected, foods such as those red flaming hot Cheetos, Mountain Dew, Baja Blast, and rainbow-colored Skittles. Last month, HHS Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. told food executives that removing artificial dyes is an urgent priority of the Trump administration.
The miracle of getting up from your feet is no longer just in the movies. Just this week, American medical technology company Exostride announced the launch of a wearable robotic skeleton system designed for wheelchair users. It's not a crutch, it's not a walker, it's a mechanical exoskeleton that lets paralyzed people get back on their feet and take their first steps. Equipped with an AI myoelectric feedback system and high-performance carbon fiber actuated joints, Exostride recognizes the wearer's weak neural signals, even with spinal cord injuries, and can decode the brain's I want to walk from the brain. The wheelchair is no longer the end of the road. This technology is rewriting the physical limits of the body, according to medical experts, and is being hailed as the Apollo program of neurorehabilitation. Not only does it help paralyzed people stand, walk, and walk up and down stairs, it even allows them to participate in daily tasks and social interactions, reconnecting them with their truncated lives. This is not a high-tech toy, but a reboot of life.
Our Skyforce 10 captured the massive fire forming from multiple points and directions in Ocean County. Residents could see the big cloud of smoke that was hovering over South Jersey as the fire continued to spread this evening. Now, the New Jersey Forest Fire Service's Wildfire reported the flames this afternoon before 4 o'clock at the Greenwood Forest Wildfire Management Area in Barnegat Township. Residents on Wells Mills Road from Bryant Road to Garden State Parkway are being asked to evacuate. Now, at least 16 structures so far located along Bryant Road as well as Mills Road, according to officials, are threatened, and they have been evacuated. The last update we got, which was about an hour ago, the fire was reported to be 1,200 acres in size, and as of now, it is still 0% contained. Now, the cause of the fire, of course, is still under investigation. This is causing many road closures. We have also been told that 300 gallons of water, it has been dropped over, but as you can see here live, this is what we are seeing. Of course, this is something that we will continue to follow tonight during the evening.
Shocking new video from New York City. This is in the lower Manhattan area, and this is the meatpacking district, as they iconically call it. This is a Tesla dealership just coming into us, and you can see two people defacing a Tesla showroom with spray paint in downtown Manhattan, a bright red paint. They tag the windows with Doge crossed out. We do not consent. And F Doge. They actually had the word. In fact, we can't even show you the entire video because so much of it is profane. We'd have to keep blurring it out, and we haven't quite been through this whole thing yet to effectively do that. We want to make sure that we do. You can see the two people are not wearing masks, so we can see their faces clearly. I don't know if they have a job, but we know who they are. One is wearing a pink shirt that reads "Climate Change Equals Mass Murder." Molly, what? All right, an announcement, I think rather important one for certainly all of you here and everyone watching at home, and certainly everyone here at the State Department. Welcome aboard. Today, under President Trump's leadership and at the direction of Secretary Rubio, we are reversing decades of bloat and bureaucracy at the State Department. The Secretary announced a reorganization plan to build an America First State Department to meet the challenges of a new era. He has issued the following statement on the plan, which you can get at State Department DEPT, or how is it, .gov? State.gov is where you can get this statement and links to other information on what we're about to discuss. We are facing tremendous challenges across the globe to deliver on President Trump's America First foreign policy. We must make the State Department great again. In its current form, the department is bloated, bureaucratic, and unable to perform its essential diplomatic mission in this new era of great power competition. Over the past 15 years, the department's footprint has had unprecedented growth and costs have soared. But far from seeing a return to investment, taxpayers have seen less effective and less efficient diplomacy. The sprawling bureaucracy created a system more beholden to radical political ideology than advancing America's core national interests. That is why today, Secretary Rubio is announcing a comprehensive reorganization plan that will bring the department into the 21st century. This approach will empower the department from the ground up, from the bureaus to the embassies. Region-specific functions will be consolidated to increase functionality, redundant offices will be removed, and non-statutory programs that are misaligned with America's core national interests will cease to exist. Under President Trump's leadership, we have a commander-in-chief committed to putting America and Americans first. As his Secretary of State, Secretary Rubio
announces that he is in fact confident a reformed State Department will meet the moment and help make our country great once again. So the bottom line here is that these sweeping changes will empower our talented diplomats to put America and Americans first. It is also, I will remind, for those of you who are in the bullpen and those watching at home, as I've mentioned before, there's a number of journalists and organizations that are a member of our bullpen. They're people who cover the State Department and work here in the building. And we had a discussion earlier today with some more background on this, that also for State Department personnel, everyone in the building will be receiving, of course, this statement. And there's an opinion piece that is available from the Secretary at the new State Department Substack link, and that is statedept.substack.com. Is that it? Go there, and it will ask if you want to subscribe. You don't have to. You can just click on the title, and you'll get additional commentary from the Secretary in this regard. Also, for everyone in this building, there is additional information. There is a fact sheet. There are frequently asked questions. There's an additional statement from the Deputy Secretary Landau, so you will be able to see that as well. And as a reminder again, because I know there's been a lot of fake news out there, this is a reorganization plan. It is not something where people are being fired today. They're not, no one's going to be walking out of the building. It's not that kind of a dynamic. It is a roadmap. It's a plan. It is something that there's been a congressional notice that has been sent. And so the steps and the procedures that happen through the government are also taking place at this point as well. And at this stage, I will open it up.
More than 500 accused criminal immigrants were arrested in Virginia, including more than 100 suspected members of gangs, including MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. Feds in the state teamed up to launch this operation about 2 months ago.
We have arrested 521 violent illegal immigrants, over 130 of which are known members of international terrorist gangs. And these are folks that have been taken off the streets of Virginia, and we're a lot safer because of this. And I'll just reiterate that when President Trump came in, he said he was going to secure the border, and that's exactly what he's done. We've seen a 95% drop in illegal border crossings, and now we're going after the bad guys. And these violent illegal immigrants need to be arrested. They have been causing extraordinary chaos, and this is our chance to work together, the federal government, in this way that I think is the national model in order to round up and arrest so many bad guys, known members of MS-13 and Tren de Aragua and other international gang organizations. They're also violent criminals who should have been deported but weren't, and now we are able to go arrest them because of the collaboration with the Trump administration and the federal resources. And of course, they're being held by federal authorities. They're being processed and charged in an appropriate way, case by case by case, being deported as appropriate.
Out of the D.C. area, I want to head back live to Fairfax County, Virginia. This is a live look right here, and you can see that the photographer now panning in on a drone right outside this scene right here. This is a live look near a large police presence near the CIA headquarters. Right now, the photographer panning in on that drone right here. But take a look at this. This is just 2 blocks away from the CIA headquarters in Fairfax County, Virginia. You can see just how many police officers and vehicles are stationed there right now. A very large police presence, currently just 2 blocks away from CIA headquarters in McLean, Virginia. This is the very latest. As you can see, there does appear to be a SWAT team alongside county officials as they gear up along with other officials. A bomb squad, according to Fox 5 DC, also appears to be on the scene, although it is unconfirmed if there is a bomb in the area. There are reports also of a man outside the CIA building. This, of course, has raised concerns, and you're taking a live look at an armored vehicle, one of the tanks right there, used in SWAT situations for, of course, security purposes, lights flashing as it is gearing daring to drive down this road. This is a live look from about 2 blocks away from the CIA headquarters, a 2-block perimeter right here. And of course, traffic shut down in this area. We also wanted to share this alert from Fairfax County Police right here, as they have issued a traffic alert indicating that traffic has been shut down on Dolly Madison Boulevard in both directions between Georgetown Park and Seville Lane in McLean for a
committed an offense, okay? For causing a disturbance.
For preaching the gospel. That is no offense. This is Canada. Is not Britain. Or
Are we arrested again?
no, brother. It's okay. She wants to say something. It's okay. Quiet.
If you do not provide me your ID in the next 10 seconds, I will arrest you. 10. Okay?
But I want to know the law though that says that I have to. No, I'm not.